Welcome to Malfunction Junction. I'm Clancy.
I'm Abdil.
We just got back from the Matt's Off-Road Games and the Yankum Ropes Wrecker Pole, where we took this Isuzu wrecker we built here in the shop down to have some fun. We had a lot of fun. We ended up winning the Masters of Mayhem Award from Yankum Ropes. Not really sure what that means, but it sounds cool, and we'll take it. At least
We'll take it.
An honorable mention. Is awesome for the quality of builds that were down there. Murphy's Diesel had a really big, awesome truck, and Chad's Fab truck sounded cool. What was one of your favorites?
Dude, my favorite was that one from Texas. I don't remember the guy's name, but that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was a clean F350.
Yeah. So with that being said, you guys asked a lot of questions about the truck in the comments after those videos. And I guess we're here to answer some of those questions. We're just going to do a quick little, a little run through on what the truck is, a little bit about it, some of its history.
Where it came from.
Where it came from. Some of you guys recognized it, so we'll let Clancy take this away.
So, this is 4x Fred. This is Dirthead Dave. They were on the Motor Trend channel. Their show was called Dirt Every Day. Now, Fred has his own YouTube channel called Dirt Daily, and Dirthead Dave has his own YouTube channel called The Dirthead Shed, because their channel on the Motor Trend was disbanded. And when it was disbanded, Fred ended up with some of the vehicles they built on there, and this Isuzu cab over they built on the show. It was pretty cool. They four-wheel drive converted a normal box truck, took the box off, so it was just the cab and the frame. And they mounted the fuel tank on the very back to get some weight back there, and it's a pretty big fuel tank, so they kept it full on the back, but that was all they had on the back of the frame. And all they did was wheel it in the hills a little bit and had some fun with it, and then that was it. So when the show was disbanded, Fred decided he didn't really need the truck anymore, so he listed it for sale, and I saw it for sale. Hit him up as fast as I could, told him I will be there whenever you want me. I will send you a deposit right now, because I had a plan to use this truck. Since Matt did the off-road wrecker games last year, it was always in the back of my mind that I wanted to make an off-road wrecker, and I was super excited about that.
How did you come across this thing, Clancy?
It showed up on Instagram, because I follow 4x Fred on Instagram, and he posted it for sale on his story. And within like 2 minutes of him posting it, luckily I was on my phone and messaged him, and he responded. And I had met him at Trail Hero in Sand Hollow a month before. So he knew my face at least. So I think that helped a little bit. He knew I wasn't just some rando out there messaging him. Luckily he let us go out to California. I took the boys, Maverick and Nash, with me. We had a fun trip going out there, picking up the truck. In the moment, I was just enjoying being with Fred. I didn't film being with Fred because I was just enjoying it. And Fred walked us around his whole shop, let the boys sit in whatever project Fred had in there. Clampy was in there, a lot of iconic builds that Fred's done. So I enjoyed that a ton. Didn't get any video of it, but me and the boys will have that memory forever. And then we brought the truck back and started building it. When we got it back, we had just a frame, a fuel tank, some old cracked tires, and a dream. And so they had done the four-wheel drive conversion. Fred has a video of like what axles, what's in them, where they came from. So it's a early 90s Dodge Drivetrain that they put under it.
Nice. So tell us a little bit what's under the hood, Clancy, or under the cab, more like it.
Yeah, under the cab is the factory Isuzu 4-cylinder diesel called the 4BD, not the 4BT that Cummins made, but Isuzu's version of it. It's got a Bosch inline injection pump, so it's all manual. It would run with just a jump start. Fred and Dave just left that completely alone, and then took a driveline and made it this long, coming out of the back of the transmission. Factory.
All right, so what's under it for the rear end, Clancy?
The rear end is a Dodge Dana 70 with a Detroit locker in it and 529 gears. And we added an anti-wrap bar, you can see here on the suspension. This keeps the axle from rotating up and breaking leaf springs when you have all the torque going to these big tires bouncing in the sand.
Oh, and we'll show them that little drive line so you can see why you added it.
Yeah, I added this because this isn't very long, so if there's a lot of transition in the pinion angle, you could break a U-joint or break the pinion out of the rear end.
Dang, that thing's short. How about this exhaust, man? That thing's awesome. Looks new.
So it's just like an Amazon build your own exhaust kit, basically 2.5 inch stainless. And I did a V-band clamp for ease of taking on and off, and custom welded it. Made it kind of funny because it goes down and then up, but this hole in the bed was already here for the gas tank. And so I just made it a teardrop shape. I think it's cool.
Get a close-up on that. Look at that. He did an awesome job.
It's a little dirty. Been blowing smoke everywhere.
That's how we like them. Everything's dirty. So let's come around to the front. What's in it for the front end, Clancy? Any lockers or anything special?
Yeah, it's got a 529 gears and a Detroit locker like the rear. And it's got 35 spline axles throughout. So that is an upgrade from the 30 spline that came originally in this Dana 61. We added a nice winch bumper. It had this ugly poke out bumper that made our approach angle terrible, so this actually came on the truck that was donated with the wrecker bed, so we fitted it to the front of this.
Sweet, and those lights too. I think there's a little clip of us the night before, at like midnight before we headed down to the record games, putting those on.
Yeah, we waited to the last minute to put these in, and these frames don't really fit the lights perfectly, and so it was super frustrating, super late. It was the last thing we had to do, and it annoyed the crap out of us.
Hey, it ended up working out, and it looks awesome, I think, personally. A little bit. We're actually going to post the video, a couple videos of the process that Clancy went through to get this truck to where it is.
And we'll post those videos of the build at the end and get them out to you shortly so you can see the process it took. Another part of the build are the tires. I ran across on Instagram again a company called Tire Streets, and they have a race program where you can sign up to be a race driver. When you buy a set of their tires and sign up as their race driver program, you can win a set of new tires if you podium in whatever you're racing in. So I thought that was cool. Thought the tires would be overpriced because they're giving a lot of them away.
Hey, I think you podiumed in something. They should get you some new tires, dog.
They should. We were up on the stage on the podium, so Tire Streets, you owe us a new set of Accelera 37, 1150, 17.
That's because we haven't mentioned Clancy's one of their sponsored drivers. Just kidding, he's not sponsored yet, but...
I am in their driver program, but they haven't sent me the stickers that I need to put on my vehicle to qualify for the event.
Step it up.
But their tires are actually affordable, and they are aggressive and super soft compound, which is good for off-road. Terrible for on-road, good for off-road.
This isn't your first set that you've bought from them either, right?
No, this is not the first set. The first set I bought was for the four-wheel drive Camaro we built. You'll see videos of that build as well next. But those tires, I was super impressed with the price, the quality. So then when it came time to buy tires for this, we went back again on Tire Streets, got these 37s.
And I'm glad you did. The old tires that were on here look like they belonged on a grandpa's car because they didn't have much tread.
No tread, and they were ancient, just whatever 4x Fred threw on them to get it out the door. So pretty much the one thing this channel has in common with everything we do is there's something to do with an engine. From dirt biking to off-road wrecker to four-wheel drive Camaro builds, tough truck racing, just everything. And
hold on, Clancy, hold on. We might start doing electric stuff. I want to start doing electric stuff. Golf cars.
Cool electric
Cool electric stuff.
But right now, everything has an engine.
Which,
So,
yeah, electric engine or whatever you want to
motor.
call it.
You could say motor. Everything has a motor.
Yeah. Sorry. Just had to cut you off there because that's going to
We
be
could do
fun.
cool electric stuff. I'm not anti-electric, but I do like loud engines and smoke. And so tire smoke, engine smoke, whatever. We're going to make it. So that's what it's about. It's a group of us friends and family members of mine. My father-in-law, his brother, his son, Mike from the shop, Abdil's a friend, just all sorts of us doing cool hobbies that we've been doing forever, but we just decided to start filming them, and we want to start doing more competitive things like tough truck racing, and we went and competed with this, had a blast. So that's what the channel's about, just using the shop, building cool things. I like unique things, building weird stuff. Never works fully perfect, but it's weird and it's cool.
Yeah, and with that being said, with the funky stuff and doing cool stuff, if you guys got something fun for us to do, whether it's in a different state, same state, wherever it's at, let us know. Maybe we'll come out and do a video and hang out and have some fun. And but yeah, that's kind of what the channel's going to be about, and just living.
Yeah.
So
we'll go play in the dunes. I want to take the wrong thing to the right places. Go to the dunes, go to Caneville, go to the Rubicon in California, do that trail. So it'll be fun.
Nah, dude, if we get invited to some cool trails with some guides, I've seen some cool stuff going on in different states, but we just need to know the right people. So hopefully one of you guys invites us out. But yeah, other than that, I mean,
pretty much down for anything.
Down for anything, and hopefully you got the boring stuff behind us. Introductions, they're always boring.
Yeah, but you need to know us.
Yeah, and we wanted to answer some questions about the NPR because we had a lot of them.
A lot of questions.
A lot of people recognized it off the Dirt Everyday show, so that's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully I'm meeting Fred and Dave in Moab at the Jeep Safari next week. We'll see if that happens. Take this down. Do a trail or two.
Yeah, no,
just
that'll
play.
be fun. So, okay, well, other than that, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. Hopefully it's something funner like the Jeep Safari, or some cool builds like that last short that you posted. Dude, that thing was so cool of Mike.
Oh yeah.
Doing that Ford. If you haven't seen it, go watch that reel. It's a little time lapse thing, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
So
just everyday work, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It helps us out. Mike doesn't think I'm crazy.
Oh, I love this thing. So,
Everybody else that looks at it like, why did you buy that?
thanks, great.
Weighing it with a full tank of diesel on the back.
3,517 pounds on the front and roughly 1,500 pounds on the rear.
With a full,
That's the fuel tank.
yeah, with a full fuel tank on the rear and nothing else. One of the cool things they did to this truck when making a four-wheel drive is they put a 205 transfer case out of a Dodge truck on there. What's cool about the 205s is that the shift rails for the four-wheel drive, you can modify them so that you can independently run your front and rear drive. So what that means is you can shift the rear into neutral and the front into low range, and then have a front dig, or you can have independent rear, or you can have high and low of either or. It's pretty sweet. So that's what I'm doing today. Is you can just grind down a certain measurement on the factory shift rails, but people have made new shift rails that are already machined. So I just bought a kit from J&B Fabrication with the shifter cables and everything to do it. I will have to modify the cable mount a little different than they do it because of this truck. So long, and I want to have the cab be able to go up and down. So the cables have to travel with the cab up and down. So it makes it a little funky. But this whole truck is a little funky. You can see this custom driveline. Usually there's tube and then the spline sleeve is welded into the tube, but this is so short that it's just yoke to spline to yoke. Pretty cool that they made that happen in a short distance. The rear driveline is pretty short too, but the front driveline is about 4 feet long, 5 feet long maybe. So it's kind of goofy, but we'll get this transfer case drop down, pull the detents out, pop some roll pins out, get the shift rails out of their holes, put these shiny ones in. Oh, that's weird. Now there's just a hole. Oh, there goes the other one. So, what we're changing is right there on that flat. It's machined back further, and that allows you to get into neutral. And this is machined open so that you can shift them independently. Detents are the same. We are fishing for the pieces that we knocked down in the case. We got the pieces out. 2 rope pins, 2 caps. We knocked in the case. So this is where we ended up with the shifters. Set back a little bit more than the other shifters, and they'll just be chilling here. So I found this bad boy to go on the cab over NPR. I'm gonna try and get it off this square body Chevy frame. It was a front end wreck, so the guy got it. He had plans to use this bed on something else, but then he was hard up for money, so he listed it for sale. He had a whole bunch of old junk. And the bed is short, so we'll have to fill the gap with toolboxes or something. Might look funky. That's my biggest concern, is the look of it. I know we can make it. Where the fuel tank was mounted, just temporarily have the tank strapped here because there's a whole big gap that's really ugly right now, but we'll work on that. Here's the moment I've been waiting for, to see how ugly it is. Now we gotta do some work. Definitely goofy. Have some work to do. This area. Stripping it down. No more ugly ancient lights. And extra crap. Got a receiver welded in. Rear support for the bed. We're gonna clean it all off, paint it black, start mounting and wiring winches and lights. Little rubbing. Look how cute it is. Probably its first bath in 20 years. Might need to switch for a new blade. Oh yeah, there's nothing left on that at the bottom.
Gone! We've been sanding and grinding all day. Now we're just gonna pull it out and blow it out. Clancy out here with the leaf blower. Get it, son! I got it sanded down and wiped down. Now what are you gonna do?
Paint it black, send it back.
Paint it black, send it back. Well, we skipped the boring process for you. But yeah, that's pretty much how she's gonna roll, old kid. All right, Clancy, what do you think?
Now we can start making it look better. Put boxes on, hanging stuff, winches, wiring. Then it'll look sweet. New tires are coming.
I like it better than blue.
Wiring everywhere. Hi, Mike.
Oh, lots of wiring.
Crap everywhere. From one end to the other. So we have 5 days until the record games in Sand Hollow. 5 days before we have to be there for safety inspection. So I'm working on the exhaust. We gotta cut this nasty old pipe off, put a nice V-band clamp to some fresh stainless tubing, and we'll bring it up higher along the transmission and then back here, and then it'll kick up, which is weird, but I think it'll look cool coming out the side of the bed where the old fuel tank exit hole was. We'll do like a teardrop style exhaust shooting out black smoke everywhere down the side of the truck, but it'll look cool, I think. Contemplated stacks, but I don't think this is the right truck for stacks. So we'll just take it out the side, make it look a little better. Just that easy. Just weld that up. And we have a nice easy break point if we ever need to take the exhaust off from there. So we have current update with the exhaust. We got some stainless running. Made my very first teardrop tip. So we'll try and get to flush mount in the shape of a teardrop in this hole. Like so. See how it goes. Look what just showed up. See Mike's skid steer skills. What are those monsters? Alright, we got our tires mounted up. They look pretty sweet. They are, I'd say, definitely ready for some deep mud, snow, sand. They're pretty narrow for sand, so they might not float the best. They're only 11.5 inches wide. They're 37, 11, 50, 17s. But I think they look pretty good. We'll have to put them on the record and see. I just put one on the truck. These things are monsters. They probably measure like 39s, not 37s. That angle makes the wheel off center and the wheel up, but it is actually centered. But yeah, that's crazy. Those things are awesome. Awesome, awesome. Aggressive suckers. Pretty cool looking. I like it. I like it. Probably not the best going down the highway at 75, but I don't think this truck will ever go down the highway at 75 unless I like cheating death. Also, you can see the update on the exhaust tip. Made a nice shape. I gotta get a flap disc and clean up the metal and paint the bedside again. And then the exhaust is not welded in place, but it's pretty much there. It's kind of funky how it runs up into the bedside, but it turned out pretty good. Let's see, you can see it right there. Nice and shaped, just poking out. If I can get the camera in the right spot, you can see that it's just poking out a little bit, just enough. Then we got the massive, the brand is Accelera, I believe. Accelera, yes, Accelera. The model of tire is BADAK Extreme. Badak Extreme. Weird name. These things are cheap through TireStreets.com. I found Tire Streets online, well actually through Instagram, because they have a race driver program where if you get accepted in their driver program and you put their stickers on your race vehicle and run their tires, if you get on the podium, top 3 places, and send them a picture of you on the podium, your vehicle with their tires and their sticker on it, they will send you a new set of tires to keep racing on. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, one more full day before we're loaded up for the off-road games down in Sand Hollow, and we are getting close. Tires are on, anti-wrap bar is on so we don't break the rear drive line, hopefully. Just gotta mount toolboxes in the rack. Bunch of little stuff, lots of light wiring. All the winches work at least. Exhaust is on. We'll take it for a test drive. Flashing lights. Cool.